We are live. Welcome back, everyone. We are session 95 of learning how to play guitar and return to music. If you're brand new, I'm Jay Wills, old dude getting back into music after 22 years. For all of you returning folks, we are doing a first-time playthrough tonight. Got a bit of a redneck setup going over here. However, everything works together when I hit that button on my computer. The drums and bass of the Nirvana song Smells Like Teen Spirit comes through. Thanks again, Julie, for that. That's awesome. We're going to try a playthrough. I did try playing this through about an hour ago when I got it all hooked up, and it was really challenging and insanely, just really challenging. So it's very noisy, but let's get to it. Might as well have a reference point for some improvement. So yeah, this is, it's not going to be the whole song. I don't think that the tab that I printed out has all of it because there's some parts of the song that aren't on there that I hear. And again, it's kind of a bit of a dumpster fire. But let's see how this goes, because this is what we're going to use. It's just the drums and bass, and then I'll back this up. But this is what it's going to be. So just drums and bass only, and then I'm going to attempt to play about half the song over the top of it. So that's the goal. I figured out a little bit of it where part of it's clean, part of it I've adjusted my deluxe Memory Man pedal for some of it. It's super rough, and it's rough, and it's really challenging. But this is going to be good. This is a huge, it's been what, 3.5 months now, guys, and I'm realizing that I need to do this a lot more and just do playthroughs, because all the warm-ups and stuff and all the stuff that I was doing in the mornings, I can move around the fretboard. Now it's a matter of keeping up with time, and which I was using a metronome. I've been using a metronome every day, but it's way different. So yeah, part of the process. So let's see how this goes. Hold on. It has to be all the way to the very, very, very beginning, because if not, it starts late. I can't hear it on the actual song. This is rough. I may just start adding some of my own stuff in, to be honest. officially brutal. Wow. So, yeah, I hesitate to post that online, but gotta start somewhere, right? So I'm gonna noodle around with this and keep playing through this, but I'm gonna take Dooley's recommendation, my good friend, and add my own stuff to it, or try to. I think that was Dooley, or maybe it was GT Designer, possibly. But we're gonna do that a little bit and fiddle around with this, and then maybe pick up the bass. But this was an enlightening I should say evening for sure. Yeah, very interesting how it exposes how just difficult all this is. And I knew it. It's just, wow, it's just very surprising. So I'm going to replay it and just going to noodle around with this in the background and see if I can come up with something that sounds a teeny weensy bit better than, yeah, wow. Sound cool if I could just find the damn thing. I have a lot of work to do. Because that makes you sweat a little bit. And it ain't from playing. Wow, that's a nervous sweat right there. Woo! Didn't realize how much that'll make you sweat. Ugh, got a lot of work to do on that. Wow. Not that I didn't know that, but in your mind, you kind of think you're a little better than you actually are. Not that I thought I was good whatsoever, but I was like, I'm starting to get this down a little bit. No, I'm not. Wow. And at age 50, yeah, that's craziness. Well, this is how it is. And I know some people beat me up on how I do power chords. This does not work for me. Power chords don't work for me like this. They just don't. I'll have to either learn a different way or figure it out. Whatever. I think I need to put a little tune on the old. Worry about it later. Alright, let's get have some fun. Try to break off the sweat. And now I'm like, into the ethereal when you're doing a playthrough, that's for sure. I know, not kind of blurry strings. See, I don't play up there very often. Alright, we'll do a little outro. Sort of zoning off to the ether a little bit, but man, yeah, feels like a foreign instrument tonight. Not gonna lie. I've not practiced that in a long way, but something fun. Start at 7. Yeah, the fireworks are gonna get real loud here real quick. Just noise. Gotta make your ears bleed a little bit for these solo deep water folks that are still listening. I'll just get frustrated enough, I'm just gonna break the strings. They are going to start, and they will not stop for about another 4 or 5 hours. All right. Well, if there are any of you still left hanging out, thanks so much. Happy 4th of July, everyone. And I will probably see all you fine folks on Sunday. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in the rabbit hole of making this a little bit better in some way. So thank you all again for hanging out, and I will see you, all of you fine folks, for session 96 on Sunday. Peace!